Hello guys and welcome back to this video. So this is the second part of turning $20 to $1,000 trading features. And in today's video, we are going to look at how to make that possible. In the previous video that I posted, I actually showed you how to trade using the Bitunix exchange. I showed you everything, how to trade features using the Bitunix exchange, using the mobile app of the Bitunix. And the reason why I'm using Bitunix exchange is because I want you to leverage on getting the money that you are going to risk for this for free, because what I'm going to show you right now in this video is the compounding aspect of it. So I don't want you to risk your own personal money for that, because Bitunix is currently giving out 20% cashback. Meaning, if you sign up with the link that I've provided, the link will be in the video description. Or if you're on Telegram, the link has been posted there, and this campaign will end on the 13th of this month, as you can see right here. So if you make a deposit of $100, you get $20 for free. So that $20 you are getting is a trading bonus, and you can use it to trade features and keep 100% of whatever the profit you make. I will show you my progress so far with my own. And if you deposit 500, you get $100. If you deposit 1,000, you get $200 back. That's what this campaign is all about. And you must sign up with the event link in order to qualify for this. So the distribution of these cashback bonuses will be done on Friday or a day after that, after this event ends. This event will end on Friday. So after that, you are going to get this reward. So that's why I'm using this exchange. And the thing is, the exchange is very friendly. And I told you guys in my previous video, please, if you have not seen part one of this video, make sure you check that out. I'll link the video in the video description too. So the thing is, you can use premium trading view features if you are using this exchange, right? So make sure that you go check out that video. And the strategy that I've asked you to actually stick to is this EMA cross. This is what we're using. I equally use the RSI to look for more confirmations on this and all of that. So take advantage of that. On the exchange right here, you just need to go to indicators. And if you click on the indicators option, just type in EMA cross right here, EMA cross. So you just go ahead and add that to your chart. That is exactly what I have added on my chart here. And the default setup for the short EMA is 9, and then for the long EMA is 26. That's what I'm using right here. Okay, and once I get that signal right here to take a trade, right? Once I get that signal to take a trade, I want to see that the EMAs too are trending upward, right? So I want to use that to detect that this EMA are trending upward, and then I go ahead and take a trade. Then I use other tools like, using detecting trends, okay, patterns on the chart, and then using my trend line. And once that trend line is broken, I start looking for trades in that direction, right? So I equally use my RSI. So on the RSI right here, for those of you who may not know already, is when RSI is below 30, this line you see below here, okay, is the lower band line. And when RSI is below 30, means market is oversold. So any moment from here, market will start bouncing up. And that is exactly what you see right here. Okay. And what I do most of the time is, even if the RSI is not at that overbought level, for as long as this market is trending upward, once RSI is between this 50 level, because this middle line here is dividing between this 70 level and the 30 level, right? So this is the 50 level. So whenever RSI is bouncing up from that zone as well, I'm equally looking to take trades to the upside. And that is what I was actually looking at. For as long as RSI is not below this 50 zone, if it's going to bounce up, I want to be looking for a buy trade, which is why I had this trend line here. And eventually we had this engulfing candle that broke above that trend line. So I started looking for long, and that was how this trade came about, right? So that's how I took this trade. So that's how I use the RSI. Is either I'm looking at those oversold level to start buying, and I'm looking at those overbought level to start selling. And once the market is trending upward, it is not every market that is that the RSI is at the overbought level that you start shorting. Because I tried shorting this morning, and then I got burnt. Okay, I tried shorting it around, I don't know, I think around this area here, around this zone here, and then I got burnt. I lose part of the money or part of the profit that I've made, right? So it is not every trending market that at the overbought level you start shorting immediately. You need to give the market time. And when this comes in, okay, once we are at that overbought level and the market is seriously trending upward, what you want to be looking at is now to be looking at the nearest resistance level that you think this market will resist for. And when you are looking at resistance level, please look at it on the higher time frame. I normally use my 4 hours, my 8 hours, my 6 hours, my 12 hours up to the daily time frame to start looking for those next resistance level. And once you see the resistance level are not just lines, right? They are zones. So there could be liquidity grab, because if I'm looking at shorting this market around this area right here, okay, if I bring in my short position to and say, okay, this stuff is going to short right here. If I use this exact level as my resistance, definitely my stop loss will be above there. All right, above these areas right here. And that stop loss will create a lot of orders around this area, will create a lot of liquidity in the market. And that is what the big boys are looking for, right? So you want to make sure that you avoid getting liquidated. And once you're trading a market that is trending like this, you need to equally play around with leverage. You don't need to use very high leverage so that you don't get liquidated, because when you get liquidated, you will lose your whole capital, right? So if I zit out of this full screen right here, let me just share with you. Okay, I have a trade that is running currently, and I think currently in drawdown on this. So I'm going to check that trade in a moment. But here, if I scroll down here, guys, this is my asset, all right? This is everything about my asset, as you can see right here. So the bonus that I received, I still have part of that bonus. Remember what I explained to you about the bonus, right? So what I received, I started compounding that. So what I did was to, at times I enter trades with 3, 5, 20x leverage. All right. Which is why I've actually lose a lot of money on this, because at this time around I'm using very high leverage. The other time I'm using very low leverage. All right. So I started compounding this account, and then the losses I've made, or the trades that are losing trades, are being deducted from that bonus that the Bitunix exchange gave me, right? So all the profit that I make from that bonus that they gave me are intact. Nothing has been deducted yet, not even the fee from the exchange. So the profits are intact for me, but the losses are being deducted from the bonus. And this is what I currently have right now. So if I go ahead, for instance, and close this trade, if I close this trade right there, you'll see that that $3, the $3 that is what I'm losing right now, will be deducted from this remaining $20. So I'll be having $17 as my bonus. So until this money finishes, until that bonus finishes, my profit will not be touched either for losing trade or for paying fee. All right. That's the beauty about this bonus, which is why I want you to actually leverage on that. So you can still participate in this and take advantage of that, right? So what I do is, in order to grow this very fast, is to compound. And compounding means if I see a trade using this particular strategy of the EMA cross that I'm sharing with you, I use this on the 1 hour time frame, right? So when I check, first I'll go to look for tokens that I want to trade. So if I go here, right, I'll go ahead and click on the change option. So I want to sort this by top gainers, by top losers, and all of that. So these are the top gainers. So once I open up any of this trade, I want to check if that trade is trending upward or sideways. And then I want to look at the nearest EMA cross, and I'll start looking for entries on those trades. Once I see a good entry, I will reduce the leverage to 3x. Please, I want to advise you to stick to 3 or 5x leverage. 5x leverage was my initial plan, but when I started using high leverage, I started losing money, right? So once I see a setup and I'm going to buy, I go ahead and change the leverage for that particular trade. Okay, so I'll go ahead and change the leverage. You can change your leverage right here. Just make it 5x leverage. And once you do that, I use this slider and select the whole of my capital. And I go ahead and open a trade in that direction that I've already, seen that I'm going to take a trade for. And once the trade is up by 10, 5%, with the 5x leverage, I just need the market to move by 1% for me to make my daily target. Okay, for me to meet on my daily target. So once it hits my full target, I'm off. Okay, once it hits my full target, I'm off. So that's what I wanted to do. I have a daily target, but at times I overtrade, which is why, though I'm still up in profit because of the bonus, I'm still up in profit. But now that I'm almost exhausting the bonus, I need to be very careful with the trades that I take so that I don't end up losing my whole capital, right? So The way you want to apply this, right, is by compounding. If you want to grow your account, is by compounding. So when you get that $20, look for good setups. Don't just enter trades randomly. Look for good setups, and once you see a good setup, enter a trade either to, in whatever direction that the market is facing, whether a long or the short trade. And once you are up, once the market is up by 1%, with a 5x leverage, you're already meeting your daily target, which is what I set for myself. So you can set up your own target. If it is 5% you're looking for of your capital, if it is 10%, 20%, just set up your daily target and you'll be able to do that. And I want to actually do this with a lot of people live on actually every day. I want to start doing a live trade section every day, looking at the market together with my community members. So I want to see how many of you will get this bonus by this weekend, then we can start doing that already. Then after that, I'm going to start another challenge and it goes up that way. Okay. Remember the EMA cross is what I use, and the compounding is that I use very low leverage, as low as 5x leverage, and I look for only good setups and I enter trades with the whole of my capital. If you are not sure of the setup, please don't enter with the whole of your capital. Just take part of it and enter a trade and you'll be good. That is it for this video, guys. If you are new here, make sure you subscribe, follow for more, and join us on Telegram for more free signals, for more in-depth tutorials, for more crypto education and all of that. And if you have questions, you can always use the comment section for that. That is it, and I'll see you guys in my next video.